Good morning, boys and girls, and happy Wednesday. I want to get started by first going over the questions that I gave you yesterday that were extra. So the first question was comparing the fractions 6/11ths and 6/13ths. If you remember, I said if the numbers are the same on top, whichever number is actually smaller on bottom is actually the bigger fraction. So 6/11ths is the bigger fraction. And our last one was 3 times 1/5. You should have put a 1 under the 3 to make it 3/1. Then you multiply the two top numbers and the two bottom numbers, so this would be 3, erase my question mark, over 5. So 3/5 should have been your answer. Sorry, that's kind of sloppy since I'm writing sideways. 3/5. So those should have been your two answers from yesterday's extra work. Now let's go over today's problem set. Today's problem set comes from lesson 6 from decimals. This is a new concept, so it's really important that you pay attention closely. So today, I first want to get started by showing you the similarities between tenths and hundredths. So if I were to convert 2 tenths to hundredths, all it changes is I add a 0 to that 2. So 2 tenths is the same as 21 hundredths. And 4 tenths, if I were to change it to hundredths, it would be 40 hundredths. So that's something important that we need to know going into today's lesson, which is what we've done within the last couple weeks. So I'm going to give 3 fractions, and we are going to plot them on a number line. So go ahead and draw a number line like this, and then I want you to draw 10 dash marks that are equally spread apart. So I'll do that while you're doing it as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. And then here are my numbers my fractions that I'm going to plot. The first one is 1/10. 1/10 is right here. 2 tenths is right next to it. Now I have 15 hundredths. This is where some people get really confused because we're like, these are tenths, so those are pretty easy, but now I'm in hundredths. How do I know? If we were to draw 100 lines, the easiest way to do it is you would draw 10 lines in between each one of these lines. Okay, that would take a lot of time. But I know that 5 is halfway in between 10. So 15 hundredths would actually go right in between 1/10 and 2/10. Because if you remember, if I were to change 1/10 to hundredths, it would be 10 100ths. If I were to change 2 tenths to 100ths, it would be 20 100ths. They're equivalent. Well, what's in between 10 and 15? Or sorry, 10 and 20? It's 15. So 15 100ths is actually right in the middle. So that is what we're going to be doing today. Is we're going to be looking at a number line, and we're going to have to plot points that are in the hundredths place, but we're going to use tenths to kind of help guide us where we should plot that point. So for the next one, go ahead and draw a number line on your piece of paper and separate it by tenths. And the number that we are going to plot is 2 and 47 hundredths, so 2.47. All right, so I put a 2 and a 3 here to show that these would be like 2 holes and 3 holes. And I'm going to plot 4/7. If I'm looking at the tenths place, it is a 4. So I'm going to go to the 4th tenth. So this is 2 and 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10. This is 4/10, which is the same as 40 1/100ths. This is 5/10 right next to it. Sorry if you can't see. I'll try to scoot up. 5/10, which is the same as 50. Oops, not 500. 50 100ths. So where would 47 fall in between these? Just under the halfway mark. So I'm going to draw an arrow. That is where 2.47 would fall. Right there. We're going to do 2 more together, and then I'm going to give you one that will be for extra, and if you do it and you send it to me, you would get an extra dojo. So the next plot we're going to point is 2.95. So go ahead and draw your number line. And since we're plotting 2.95, I know it's between 2 and 3. So my 2 end dashes will be 2 holes and 3 holes. And then I will plot tenths in between here. So 1/10, 2/10, 3/10, 4/10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't plot my 10th one because 10 tenths is the same as the next hole. So if we look at the tenths place of this number that we're supposed to plot, it is 9. So I'm going to go to the 9th tenth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I know that this is 9 tenths, which is the same as 90 100ths. So this would be 10 tenths, which is the same as 100 100ths. So 95 is where between 90 and 100. It's exactly in the middle. So if you were to look closely, you would put it right in the middle between 9 tenths and 3 holes. And I'll draw an arrow so you can see that that is where 2 and 95 100ths would go. All right. This will be our last one that we do together. We're going to plot the point 7 and 52 hundredths, so 7.52. We're going to draw our number line. And I know that it's going to be between 7 and 8 because it's not going to be smaller than 7 because I know it's more, but it's not to 8 yet. So my 2 endpoints will be 7 and 8. And then I will put tenths in between. So 1/10, 2/10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And remember, once again, this 8 is actually 10 tenths. So I look at my whole number. I know it's 7. Okay. And now I'm going to go to my tenths, and I see it's a 5. So I'm going to go to the 5th one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know that this is the same, or this is 5 tenths, which is the same as 50 100ths. And the next point is 6 tenths, which is the same as 60 100ths. So where would 52 fall between 50 and 60? Is it right in the middle? Is it closer to 60? Or is it closer to 50? If you say closer to 50, you are correct. So it's going to be right after that dash mark that was for 5 tenths or 50 100ths. And then I'm going to draw an arrow just so you can see it better. That is where 7.52 would go. I know that this may seem a little bit more challenging because this is kind of the first time that we've plotted these points like this. So if you have any questions, please let me know. But your extra one that you are going to plot yourself and show me is going to be 8 and 34 hundredths, so 8.34. And I will even show you how to set it up, but you will plot the point and show me where you plotted it. So it should be between 8 and 9, and then you separate it by 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like I said, that would be 10 tenths. So you show me where we would plot 8 and 3/4. Remember, when you're finished, send me your homework, or send Miss Sweet your homework so we can give you credit for it. I hope you have a great day, and I'll work with you tomorrow. Bye.